Vinnie Pasquantino joins us now here on MLB Central. Vinnie, congratulations on your American League Player of the Week honors. First question, how did you get the nickname the Italian Nightmare?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. The Italian Nightmare came from George Brett. I did an interview with Annie Rogers, who writes for the Royals for MLB.com, and she asked me kind of what my approach was at the plate, and I just said, look, I just want to be a nightmare for pitchers. I'm not trying to do anything else. I just want to have good at-bats. And
yeah.
She took that, and George read it, and then he went on MLB Network and described me as the Italian Nightmare. So that's how that came. And anytime George Brett gives you a nickname, especially when it comes to hitting, you take it and you run with it.
Oh, that's definitely high praise. Real quick, I read that you heard you won Player of the Week when you heard your name here on MLB Network. You said you had it on. You heard your name, and you said that the host was struggling with your last name. I am not great at names, but I don't think that host was me, right?
To be honest, I wasn't paying attention to the TV. I was doing a crossword. I was eating lunch, just getting ready for the game, and it's a tough name to say, but it's just Pasquantino. So I heard somebody being like Pasquantino, and that's kind of when I just looked up as that's my name, and then. That's kind of when I found out. So that was a pretty special moment.
Vinny, Dero and Cliff always talk about adjusting to the major leagues and how it takes a while for the game to slow down. Where are you in that process?
Well, I think the beautiful thing about talking about the adjustments is I get to make adjustments too. They're going to make adjustments to me, but I'm going to do it right back. So they have a bunch of data on me, but at the same time, for pretty much the first time, I have a bunch of data on them that I try to use. So it's one of those things that when they adjust to me, hopefully I can adjust accordingly, and we'll see what happens from there.
Hey, Vinny, how long did it take you to get comfortable in the box at the big leagues? Was there a certain AB, certain swing? Is it the fact that you got a ton of rookies there with you? Give me that moment, because obviously swinging the bat great.
There hasn't really been a now I'm comfortable moment, because I try my best to not be comfortable. I want to approach every at bat the same, and I feel like I've done that since I got called up. Just trying to have a good at bat every time I go in there. That's my plan. I don't try to hit homers. I don't try to hit doubles, singles, whatever it is. I just try to have a good at bat and adjust to whatever the pitcher's doing.
Hey, Vinny, I had a toe tap as well. Talk about the timing of it. Is it a work in progress? Every time you get to the cage, that tap got to be on point and that foot got to be down.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I started doing it back in college. I used to be a big leg kick guy, and I started doing it back in college just to tinker with some timing things, and it worked. So, yeah, every day I'm pretty much getting there. There's different drills that I'll do depending on the day. It really just depends on how I feel. My routine isn't one specific thing every day, because I don't really believe in that mindset. I believe in kind of doing what you feel is going to get you right that specific day, because you know how it is. We feel different every day. So I just try to do what locks me in with my toe tap, and once I feel it, I get out. I'm not searching for 5 straight swings of doing anything. I'm searching for that feeling, and once I feel it, I get out of the cage and get ready for the game.
Vinny, walk us through your first career hit, because it wasn't exactly straight, wasn't exactly run-of-the-mill first career hit, right?
Yeah, we were in Detroit, and I hit a nice line drive, so I knew it was going to be a hit. But then I hear our first base coach, D. Holly, he's telling me to run, keep going. And then as I'm about halfway to second base, I realize I'm going to get thrown out by a lot at second base. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, this is going to be a cool first hit, but now I'm about to get tagged out. And Javi Baez was standing in the middle of the baseline, but I knew better because I've seen him play for so long that he's a fantastic deker at second base. So I knew I needed to slide and not pull up. And then he's telling me it was a home run. So it was a pretty cool thing. Everybody was making fun of me after because he had the ball. They were telling me that he should have given me the ball and I should have run around the bases with the ball.
That would have been great.
Would have been a hilarious
Here's
moment.
your home run ball. Take it around the bases with you.
Yeah.
But you don't look nervous.
So it was pretty special.
Were you nervous? Tell us about the call-up and all of it.
It was an off day in the minor leagues. Every Monday's an off day, and we had a bus trip to St. Paul. So I think we were leaving at 3 that afternoon, and my manager, Scott Thorman, texted me that morning.
Scott Thorman.
Which was really weird. He doesn't normally text me, especially on off days, but he was basically trying to find out where I was. So without asking me where I was. So at that, my heart kind of started racing from there. So I started to get, I don't know how it is for you guys, but when I get like nervous, I start actually being productive. So I started doing laundry, started cleaning up a little bit, and I'm walking down the hallway in my apartment building, and I see him and a few coaches walking down the hallway. And at that moment, it was kind of like, yep, something's definitely going on. And then he just said to me, hey, you might want to drop those trash bags. You're going to the big leagues. And
that's great.
my dad didn't believe me when I told him. I called my dad, and it took me 3 times telling him and Scott Dorman to get on the phone with him for him to finally believe me. I was like, hey, we need to get you a flight out to Kansas City because his response was literally, yeah, okay. And then told him again. He's like, I'm at work. I've got better things to do.
Vinny, my dad told me I wasn't ready. I said, Dad, I'm going to the show. He goes,
perfect.
You're not ready. I'm like,
that's the confidence boost you want.
Hey, the shirt, is that for Michael A. Taylor, obviously?
Yeah,
We're
no
changing
doubt
the
about
name?
it. Yeah, Michael A. Taylor. It's what they referred to him in D.C. And we're trying to get that magic for him. So
I
got these shirts a few weeks ago, and every day you see Michael A. Taylor, it's a good day. So I'm hoping to see him when I get back in the clubhouse. Just give him a nice low high five, and we'll see what happens from there.
Hey, Vinny, my bad, Lauren. Just talk about the young core of players you're playing with. You got a nice little nucleus there. You're a part of it. Last night you had 6 of 9 hitters in that lineup with rookies. Just talk about that and, everybody's grind every single day of getting better and turning this thing around sooner than later.
Yeah, it's to be honest, I don't know how much this has really happened in Major League Baseball history, having this many rookies. So we don't really kind of know that it's any different because we've all played, together growing up in the system. So it's just one of those things. I think, obviously it's an adjustment to the big leagues, but I don't want to speak for everybody, but we're ready to start winning games. We're tired of, getting called fun, and, there's a learning period. We want to win games, and that's kind of our focus. So we're not worried about being rookies. We're worried about trying to score more runs than the other team.
Vinny, is it mutz or mozzarella? Is it calamad or calamari? Which is it? Clear the air. We've been having this conversation. Say it right.
I'm pretty sure it's calamari, but to be honest, not my specialty there. So you guys are just going to have to do whatever you feel is right.
But Vinny has some strong opinions when it comes to breakfast.
Big breakfast guy.
Yeah, we're gonna show these. This was some tweets from Vinny here. He tweeted, "I honestly don't know what a real Italian breakfast is, but yesterday I had biscuits and gravy, 2 cups of coffee with a dash of French vanilla creamer." And then one more here. Vinny tweeting, "Pork roll, egg, and cheese is the only way to start the day when in New York City."
There you go.
Well, an Italian breakfast is cold pizza and 7-Up out of a can. That's what my dad always thought.
Yeah.
But it's Taylor ham, egg, and cheese around these parts.
Well,
Vinny.
okay. Taylor Ham's New York. Sorry, I went to college with a bunch of South Jersey guys, and it's pork roll to them. So that's a hill I'm very willing to die on. That's pork roll. It's not Taylor ham.
Good stuff.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
To be honest, haven't eaten yet. Noon game, so I'm trying to fuel accordingly.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat too early
There you go.
because you guys know how it is. The day games are a little bit tougher to get ready for. So I'm going to eat a little bit later. I got my coffee right next to me, so that's a mainstay every morning. But we're going to figure it out when I get back in the clubhouse.
He's ready to go.
Vinny, you ready, man?
Royals
Big fan,
are coming
dog.
quick. This guy's
Big
nailing it.
fan, bro.
Vinny, that's for fans. Thanks so much. Continued success. Appreciate the time this morning on MLB Central.